Hey everybody.
Hey everybody, welcome to TFT, Tarot for Today, Divine Dabblings with
Oberon.
and me, Banshee. Welcome to the show.
Indeed.
The show without a moderator today, so be kind to us. We'll do what we can. Please try to stick around for your turn. It gets more important the busier we get.
Yep.
All right. So I'm starting off with the human spirit. I'm starting off with an announcement. Our happy hour is going to be later this Saturday. It's going to be at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time because we are reading cards at the Riverview Pastry Pantry. So we will be doing happy hour Saturday, but a little later. So join us. All right. And I am shuffling the Human Spirit Oracle. Right, let's see what we get today. Oh, and it is upright.
Needless to say, we are also celebrating Pride, so all the rainbow stuff that you see.
Oh, yeah. Happy Pride.
Happy Pride.
Or it says, baby, I'm a star, or you're a star, whatever, number 9, which just happens to be my number. Baby, I'm a star. And it was upright when I pulled it. Hold on, where are my sunglasses at? You are a star, baby. Shine on, shine on. Sometimes when we are so full of inner light, we cannot see it for ourselves. You have a certain je ne sais quoi. Is that how you say it? Je ne sais quoi?
Close enough.
Well, you're the Frenchman that everyone can see and feel. It is magnetic. A certain magic that attracts the right people and circumstances to you. The stars just seem to align for you. The dots connect, and when you put your mind to something, it just falls into place. When you have star power, it's important to share it. Sharing your light, your shine, and gifts with others allows us all to grow and evolve along with you. When one of us shines, we all shine, but you are the lead role. So step into the spotlight and take a bow, because today you are all that, boo. Cut that, cut. That's a wrap. Get this, baby, a Hollywood star on the Walk of Fame. Well, I would just say this, keep that idea of star power in mind, in whatever you do. Shine your light for others. Be an example, show the world what you've got.
Absolutely.
That's what we have for the collective. Good luck with that. Hey, title. Oh, I got a few people here, I think.
Hi, Mojo.
Let's see. We've got Mojo. And we've got Tidal Wave Tarot. Okay. All right. I'll update that. And, of course, as soon as I do, I just know somebody else is going to pop in. Okay. There we go. All right, let's go. You want to start with the deck?
Yes. And I just want to mention again, we are celebrating Pride Month, so during the month we'll be using various other tarots that may have Pride things about them. Right now I'm going to use
I hadn't thought of that today. I'm sorry about that. But
I'm going to use the Modern Love Tarot, which is indeed one of those kind of decks. It's by Ethany.
I guess.
We're looking for a sales question, right?
So you are up. I hope you are here.
We have been here before.
Not gonna keep going through this. All right.
Well, I think this time we should wait less long.
We will. But speaking of Pride, I wish I had known that and thought about that. I have a couple of decks I'm going to bring out.
Try to put something on me and Al back bad. You mean like bad energy or a spell? What do you mean? A cell?
Okay, you're asking just if Dinara's trying to put something on you in Alabek that's bad. She came to my house.
Wow, that's creepy. That is
That
very
is
creepy.
kind of creepy. So let's look and see if we can figure out Dinara's intentions
Okay.
and if there's something really negative there.
Oh, you couldn't see us? I'm sorry. Oh, I see. You had to restart.
Ah,
Well, I'm glad you took the
Hey,
time to do that,
Tidal.
tidal wave. Okay, Estelle, we are on that. That's the back of the Modern Love Tarot. It's such a lovely deck. So we're throwing the 3 cards, and oh my goodness, the first one is the Moon, followed by the 7 of Cups, and then followed by the reversed King of Wands.
This is interesting to me. I almost don't want to give you these yet because I feel like I want to tackle those.
Go
That's
ahead.
the Moon, the King. Wait,
The
I'm
7
sorry.
of Cups
Yes,
and the King
okay.
of Wands.
I want to start there. There's definitely a mystery surrounding this cell, and I feel like, I almost wonder here if there's multiple reasons she came to your house. There's the 7 of Cups is just all these different options, which makes me wonder, you have to sort out what it is she actually wanted. And, I would just, I don't know what you can do about this, but I would just, under no uncertain terms, just tell her to please stay away from your house. I would definitely do that. I don't know why she's bothering you. King of Wands reversed here makes me wonder if somebody else is behind this for some reason, Did somebody goad or say something that made Dinara want to do that? And it could be a male. It could be a male who either has some anger or resentment or just something not right,
Right. There's definitely, I echo the comments of mystery and the possibility that there maybe the 7 of Cups could even say that on some level, the traditional one, there sort of looks like, mystical, spiritual images coming out of cups. I mean, it almost does have the implication of maybe some sort of ritualistic working of some sort. If you think of the King of Wands as a charismatic, charming person, and then reversed, maybe what they are doing is trying to make Alabek be less charming to you, or you to be less charming to Alabek, maybe. Or that's an
that's
intention.
an interesting thought. I also thought, though, after the fact that, the King of Wands reversed isn't quite as secure, in himself. And so I wonder here if there's something that Alabek, for whatever reason, sent Dinara to do because he couldn't do it himself.
Well, that last 2 comments make me feel like you had this idea that's what she was really literally saying, and this really looks creepy. So then we get the Rider and the Heart.
If this was a question about positive things, I would almost say she was coming with a message of love, in other words, that it wasn't anything necessarily harmful. But then again, I could also look at this as just saying she wanted to talk to you, maybe, or or she was doing this because maybe she's concerned about the situation, that happened in the past between you and Alabek.
Well, with what you're saying there, it sounds like you're suggesting that maybe when she came to meet you both, that's when something happened where she started to create her idea of doing some sort of working or energy there, that it was after that she was on the social networks. This may be giving some thought towards that idea there, the Rider and the Heart. And we're talking about, of course, her intentions. Why did she come there? What was she thinking of? So it almost does feel like maybe what you're saying here does have a ring of truth to it. I wish you might have brought this up before, or maybe you did and we just didn't sort of look at it this way.
Well, but even so, the intent is kind of unusual to me. I mean, why would she be doing this? Unless she's so totally insecure in her relationship, or unless they feel you haven't let go of them and, she's concerned.
That could be the King of Wands reverse, the insecurity.
Insecurity, and maybe that's not Alabek, that King of Wands. Maybe it's reflecting Dinara, who's got some real heavy insecurity issues going on, and either wants you to more back off, even though I don't know that you're really doing anything right now. There's been no communication between you and Alabek, right? So I wouldn't understand why, but it almost seems like it's definitely connected to, the relationship in some way between her and Alabek.
Right, and I almost feel like the best thing to do for you is to try to disperse this energy somehow. If there is no actual connection ongoing at this time, then maybe, it's about really letting this energy release. And I don't know if you want to do that through meditation or some other, experiential process, but I don't know that I could recommend that, you try your own working on them to erase the situation and win back Alabek. But I sort of feel you need to disperse this bad energy.
Yeah. Absolutely. That's what we have for you. It's kind of a mixed bag here. I do think it's a mystery still exactly what her intentions were. But I'm getting the feeling it's about the relationship and some insecurities that somebody is having, whether it's her, whether it's Alabek who sent her. I'm not sure.
All right.
All right. Maybe we'll have to look at that again, Asel. The cards were kind of mixed on this. Maybe as time goes on, they'll be able to get a little more clarity. All right. But it was interesting. I think it definitely focused on a problem, or a situation involving, Dinara's relationship with Alabek.
Were you using notes for tonight?
Yeah, I was.
Because I don't seem to find that.
Oh. Live stream list?
I don't have it. Oh, wait. Sorry. Got it now.
That's okay.
For some reason, it keeps not clicking all notes, and so I'm just looking at some notes.
Okay, hey, Celestial Dreamer is up.
Hi, Celestial.
I'm not going to rule that out, Asel. I guess we could look into that issue later, too. Hey, you're welcome.
All right. Celestial Dreamer has asked, what message do my ancestors have for me this week?
Let's do my reading.
Uh-huh. Okay. So it is.
You've got the Lenormand here.
Violet is indeed chasing storms tonight, Tidal Wave Tarot.
Yes, indeed. I guess there's one storm chaser chasing right now, something in Texas. I heard they had a really bad flooding event somewhere that didn't sound very good. A lot of traffic issues, a lot of cars being swept up in the water,
Well, I hope she's
semis being
okay over there. I
overturned.
hope everybody's okay, yeah.
I didn't hear of any twisters, but, they're probably out there. I think they got 3 to 5 inches of rain really fast in an hour or two, and it caused all kinds of havoc. Okay, well, the message from your ancestors is Seven of Pentacles reversed. So that would be kind of like saying your ancestors want you to get back to work on something, or make a decision, I guess, whether to keep working on something or whether it's time to just say, I don't think this is right for me, or I don't think this is going to, work the way I thought it would to my advantage, or so let it go. It's one or the other. I think your ancestors just have this message of it's time to make a decision about something.
Right. The ancestors feel you've done a lot of cultivation or work around this idea, and you've really appreciated it. But now you may be like laxing a little bit, and they feel like this is the moment really to kind of step up your energies a little bit. If there's any, lines to be crossed, I's to be dotted, that kind of thing, this is kind of like the final dress rehearsal, I guess, is get busy.
Right. It's either get busy, I'm not going to say anything like it's go big or go home, but it's really like get busy if you really want to make this thing take off, whether it's a relationship, whether it's a career, a job, whatever the case may be, a personal hobby or something you want to turn into money-making thing. It's now or let it go. They said don't keep putting time into something if you really, aren't going to see it through. All right, why is this important? Wow, it's the World card. So why is this message important? Because they want to see you finish what you've started in some area of your life. They want completion. They think you can get there, that you can get to the finish line, and that this journey that you were on, whatever it may be, is really worthwhile to you. It's been a learning experience in some way.
They're with you towards perfection. Your ancestors know you can finish things, but they really want you to put kind of like that chef's kiss on it, that edge of bliss or whatever it is. So they just, they want the absolute best that they feel you are capable of.
And where are things headed? Oh, is the King of Pentacles reversed? Well, where things are headed. Oh, you want to go?
I think it suggests that maybe they're thinking you might need to undergo some sort of management training, or at least in the process of what this is. It's not necessarily management of people or something, but maybe there's a skill that would give you management ability over the project, the work process, the money spent, something like that. So I think they're feeling you have to do something like that, or some other skill or development that will give you better control. Sorry.
No, it's okay. I'm thinking. I was thinking with this card, what came into my head was, I think they just want you to, where this is heading is that maybe you will start taking a more serious look at this, that maybe you will start, realizing, oh my gosh, I've let my energy be scattered here, be scattered there. And, you're going to start realizing you have to focus. You have to organize yourself more in order to get this done. If any completion is going to happen, we've got to have a little bit more control and focus and be more diligent about more serious about the work.
So in our Lenormand for you then, Celestial Dreamer, I drew the garden. And what is a garden without some birds? So I also drew the birds, and of course the birds influences the garden.
Well, this is just saying maybe it's time to communicate your intent more, either to a greater public or, to whoever's involved in this. Maybe also this is saying to network more with others, collaborate more. The birds are a card, and it depends what it falls with. I think this is pretty positive here. Is just to maybe collaborate and network more. You know what? I would even hazard to say that maybe your ancestors want you to connect with them more.
Bingo!
Oh.
I was going to say, in the context of what you asked, Celestial, the garden may represent that more of a happy hunting grounds or whatever that the ancestors inhabit. And so the idea of the birds is saying, like, then it's okay for you to use maybe something a little bit more pointed to get messaging or to interact with them. So maybe, you know, if you have an ancestor altar, you could put something special on it with an intention towards the project or the plan that we're talking about, because it seems like maybe that's what they're thinking about for you.
So also, if this involves a person or persons, you know, whatever it is you're working on, make sure, you know, they're included, make sure they feel a part of this, and I think it would go smoothly. But that's what we have for you. That's the message.
All right,
Good luck
thank you,
with that.
Celestia.
Oops. I almost
And
lost my deck.
Thanks for your comment, Mojo.
Thank you. We like to fist bump when we both have the same thoughts in our head.
Which is way too often sometimes.
Indeed. Indeed.
All right, so who's up?
All right. Oh, I'm sleeping on the job here. It's going to be Mr. Maurice. Hey,
All right.
Mr. Maurice.
Okay, so it's a general. So I'm going to use my Mermaid's Tarot. You're welcome, Celestia. Good, I hope it did. Love to Sunny, that's right. Sunny's love is overwhelming as he falls asleep
Month
again.
of June. Let's see what's going on, Mr.
All right.
I'm just running back to see if anybody else has snuck in.
I
but
don't
no.
believe they have.
Okay, good. All right. All right.
Bless him, that's right.
Sunny's just been sunny today. It's been adorable.
Okay, Mr. Maurice, General for
June.
Card 1. It's the Four of Wands. That's nice. Of course, it's a special card for TFT. It's our unofficial.
Upright?
Yes, it is.
All right, cool.
Party card. And then we have another upright, the Six of Cups. And then we have the reversed Ten of Swords, which is the best way to have the card.
That's really interesting, especially with where my mind was going with the
best
cards
way to have the Ten of
you
Swords
had
is
pulled,
reversed.
though. All right, let's get these into the mix right now.
Is it a song that I would be able to sing?
No, it can't be. All right.
The writer, once again, and the man. So, anyway,
going
as a
first?
general reading, yes, I like the Four of Wands. I sort of believe it suggests that things are coming to your home or things feel solid and secure, that maybe there's some things that alleviate other pressures or concerns, and that the emphasis is maybe on enjoyment. It is the summer season, so maybe there'll be backyard parties or barbecues or things like that that you'll have or you'll attend. And I do believe that's true because there's the Six of Cups there upright, and so I suppose that maybe there might be a celebration. And you know, you don't mention family very often, so I'm wondering if maybe there could be some sort of family reunion or a get-together with somebody from your childhood or from your earlier days. It all looks really good in the context maybe of the month of June as something, you know, warm. And then the only other note, and I don't think this relates to that, is that Ten of Swords. And the Ten of Swords maybe indicates alleviating or nullifying a problem. And usually it's a problem where there's like bad mojo, pun unintended, directed at you, you know, so that maybe somebody who is possibly working against you or just doesn't seem to have good things for you, maybe you figure this out and you're able to kind of alleviate that.
Do you want to do the Lenormand or?
I'll let you catch up.
Okay. Well, Mr. You know, I may have to throw the Lenormand into mine, but I'm gonna throw a couple of things at you here. I like what he said about, the Four of Wands just might indicate that this is a time for you to celebrate, I don't know, celebrate where you are right now. Celebrate your home environment. I feel there might be a lot more happiness or harmony there. The Six of Cups being there too seems to indicate that, or that, it's possible, like he said, I'm going to go where he said too. I was thinking similarly, but in a minute. I just feel as though maybe something about the home or something you're going to be doing in the home is going to bring back memories, happy memories from your past. And, the Ten of Swords reversed indicates to me that, maybe some of this too, if there's anything in the past that has been hurtful, a betrayal of some sort, it might pop back into your mind. And you may realize how much you've been able to, how well you've been able to get over it, and move past it. Now, I want to also talk about what he said, because I think that's important too, because really it was my very first thought, was that, this is a time for parties and reunions, and I can't help but wonder if there isn't going to be either a family reunion or a reunion with some old friends, and it may bring up some old wounds or some painful memories from the past with that Ten of Swords there. I think that this involves somebody coming back to you. It could be a man. It may be a woman. I'm not going to rule that out, but looking at the rider there, it seems like somebody's going to get in touch with you, And so this might open up some old wounds, but it's not anything negative. It's not going to be an angry experience. It's really like I've moved past
Maybe
this
it's
now.
bringing back the chance to finally resolve it
Maybe,
too, if
maybe.
it hasn't actually been resolved yet.
Yeah. So that's kind of all the stuff I see there. I mean, I do feel you're going to be in a pretty good place in June with that Four of Wands. It's as if, at least you feel things are stable and secure. And, you can indulge in, some nostalgia, and you can have some good, happy times. That's what it looks like to me. And like I said, there's just this minor thing about this. I'm going to call it minor. The Ten of Swords is really not that minor generally. But to me, with the whole flavor of the cards here, I really feel that it's something that's, past you now. It just may come back to you this month. Something may rekindle that memory.
Right, and maybe it's coming towards you is the idea I get from the Lenormand too. So maybe there is some meeting with somebody from your past or situation that reinvokes that. But everything else really looks pretty splendid.
And in this particular reading, other than the Four of Wands saying everything looks stable and secure, I don't see much in a business sense here, really, for the month of June, or financial.
Yeah, it didn't really pick up on anything like that, I don't think.
So that's what we have for you. Have a good month of June.
More of an actual general reading.
Yep.
All right.
Hey, Ariana.
Hi, Ariana.
And you are up.
Yeah, so have a good June. Absolutely. And you're welcome.
I have a feeling this is going to be a better month. I don't know why.
I hope so.
I hope so too. I don't know. I have a doctor's appointment next week. I'm worried about a little bit. But
somebody told me that for some people there's 3 paydays.
Oh.
So that would make it a good month.
That's a good month.
Depending on the way the month flows.
All right. Would my love life be better in the Midwest than in the South? All right. So Midwest or South?
Well, we could do that 2 and 2, right?
Currently, you live in the Northeast. Quit confusing me. I'm just kidding you. Okay. So Northeast. All right, but you want to know about the Midwest and South. Well, I'm partial to the Midwest. I love my state. But anyway.
That's me.
Oh.
Do you want to do the 2 and 2?
Yes, of course. That's exactly what I was thinking, Mr. O. All right, so because of the way you have worded it, We will do
Two
the
piles.
Midwest and then South.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, and just going to remind everybody that my fabulous show is on tomorrow, the Emotional Exchanges, and I'm using a new tarot deck. Guess which one? It's not Modern Love because it's here tonight, but it's my 3 cards for the elemental signs of the zodiac. Pretty much the kind of readings we do here. What is coming towards you? Why is it important? And where does it lead to? That's tomorrow at 7 a.m.
Bright and
so
early.
check it out. Or anytime you go there.
Or anytime you go there. It's a video.
It's a video, so.
All right, so let's see what we have for Ariana. Let's see. We're going
What
to
you
do one. Just don't get in my way, Sonny.
Now, how do I do it with Lenormand?
You're going to do 2 for each. You know, one from top, one from bottom. Yeah, one, yeah. Yeah, that way. Perfect.
Got it. All right.
Right.
So the
So
first
let's-
pile is Midwest.
So let's take a look at the Midwest here. All right. Interesting. The first card was the King of Pentacles upright, but then we have the World reversed.
Reversed.
Let's start here, though, before we compare the two.
Should I throw the
Yeah,
Lenormand?
throw the Lenormand into the mix. I'm curious
So
about
the
this.
first Lenormand, R is the mice, but it's followed by the sun. And
What?
so that makes it seem like this is a condition that could change.
That is interesting.
Okay.
All right, so you do have... It's the Queen of Pentacles, right, I said?
I thought you said king,
Oh, it's the King.
because
Yes, it is the King. And so,
he's
you
got
know...
a nice smile, but
there's
he's
a
not
King of
wearing a bra,
Pentacles
so I think
awaiting
that's
you
the king.
in the Midwest. Seems like it could be somebody who's in the financial sector. You know, it looks as though somebody who's could be leading some group or organization, some kind of boss or manager.
But
Earth sign.
But he may not quite rock your world. He might be almost.
I like that.
There's these mice, and maybe
Wait a minute, you're going ahead?
Okay, I'll let you go. I was
That's
just being
okay.
silly. I was
what
being
I'm
silly.
thinking here is, though, you might meet somebody nice. Will it end up in marriage? It seems like, you know, you would have to work at something to make this come off, to make this work. I feel here in a more general sense about the Midwest and love, you may find here, you know, a more intellectual mix of people, you know, people that are very down to earth, but yet are, you know, highly skilled, knowledgeable. You know, if you take it in a general sense here. And it's possible, too, you know, that, you know, you just may not feel complete here. But let's look at the mice and the sun. The mice indicates that, you know, there might be a few stresses, there might be a few things that, you know, that maybe you're struggling with to try to get this relationship going here. But the sun always indicates success, you know. It's kind of like success after some little trials and tribulations.
Well, I like that King of Pentacles, and I do feel that maybe that suggests the idea that they wouldn't necessarily be a younger person, but it doesn't necessarily mean they're an older person. I was being a little glib about the idea about the world reverse, meaning they don't quite rock your world, but that just sort of metaphor that came to mind easily.
Next,
Okay.
the South. The Eight of Cups upright and
The King of Swords upright. So that's interesting. 2 kings.
what do
there.
you have, though?
So over in my Lenormand, there's a letter and a child. Well, right off the bat, I get the feeling like maybe this is suggesting that in the South it might start off or have the sense of being a long distance relationship, something that moves slowly or moves through different channels. The Knight, no, I'm sorry, that was the Eight of Cups. I'm not totally sure what to make here. I want to ask your opinion. There's some differing ideas here, don't you think?
The other king is the King of Swords. You have the
Right.
King of Pentacles in the Midwest. You have the King of Swords in the South. And so you're having some trouble? Okay. Well, I see a couple things. Oh, what?
Well, this may suggest a more intellectual kind of personality, I guess.
Maybe.
I'll let you go.
Yeah, okay. Well, I feel here that maybe that I see that Eight of Cups there, and I'm thinking to myself, maybe your heart is more focused on the South, that you really are looking like that's where you need to go. But also, this might also be indicating to me that, your journey might be really for a lot of soul searching here. I mean, you may have to do a lot to maybe get things off the ground here. I like what Mr. O said about the child in that, there might be invitations, there might be some dating, but it seems like really finding the right person is going to take a lot of time. Now, when you do, that King of Swords indicates to me that this could be someone, clearly an air sign. There's an intellect here, like Mr. O said, for sure, but they're a lot more serious, and I don't want to say stern because he is upright, but he takes a more, serious tone in life and with things. It could be somebody that works in the legal professions. It could be somebody who has a government job or a position, something along those lines. Possibly, I would even go so far to say as maybe even a doctor, a surgeon.
I'm going to retract a little bit or go back a little bit because I don't think that these cards for the South void the idea that it would just be a long distance relationship. I think it would possibly start that way, through some other communication, but I think it would actually become a real relationship. It just will take more time there. And I feel like there's qualities there that you would like because there's a serious attitude towards things. There's an idea about getting ahead and moving towards goals. But it's not without that happening here too. So they almost seem to be suited differently, but having some similar qualities or drives in a sense. Like this one is just much more practical in a way, maybe knows better how to manage themselves. This one here is more intellectual, maybe more curious about trying new things in terms of career or other things.
Well, I really kind of feel here that either one, you really can't lose. This one, I think both of them will require you to settle in, to really find, through some trials and tribulation or, some slowness. It will take some time, but you will find good people there. I think either way you go. Now, I don't know where you have in mind in the Midwest, but the thing is that this all looks pretty positive to me. I like the sun here, I would say, but then there's the mice, so there is some issues.
Well, the mice was first, and I was going to get to that. I think what that represents is the idea is that maybe because, like you mentioned, some qualms about winters, there would be some things that would irritate you, but eventually the sun's idea here is that some of these things you would either overcome them or maybe things would change even. So not every city in the Midwest goes through winters. You might be able to find some cities that have lesser winters. It's such a crapshoot with climate change going on. Who knows what's going to end up being too hot or too cold.
Did you add Vanita to the list?
I did.
When did she come in?
Just a few minutes back.
Oh, because you know what? I think we also missed Libra.
Okay,
and
then
Libra came in before Vanita.
Right, then you can insert Libra there.
Yeah.
You're right. I'm sorry about that. I didn't notice
That's
that.
okay.
Hi,
I
Libra.
missed
Hi,
him
Vanita.
completely. So if I've missed anybody else, let me know. We're trying to keep the list tonight, so bear with us.
Well, that's pretty much what it is. I mean, I think either way you have to have some amount of planning to do that. And so it's mostly going to be figuring out if you can do this without having a lot of infrastructure over there, things already going for you there, like a job or housing, or the persons you're hoping to meet.
Well, good luck with that. I just say either way, I don't think you could go wrong. So go with your heart.
Yeah,
Go
it's
with,
true.
what the Eight of Cups is telling you. I know it was on the one side, but I think the Eight of Cups, just in general, I want to say, is saying go where you feel drawn, All
Thank
right.
you, Mojo. That's very nice of you. Hi, Sterling.
Who is here?
Sterling has joined us again. And Mojo said you are doing a great job with the list.
Oh, thank you, thank you. I appreciate that.
Angel Mary, what's coming to me in love next and when? All right.
Oh, and it's Lake Michigan, and that is
Yeah.
my favorite Great Lake. Really, I love all the Great Lakes pretty much. Although I have spent the least amount of time with Lake Erie, which is a little off the beaten path for us, but I have a lot of good experiences camping by the lakes.
And I'm using the Pride Tarot. Came out a couple years ago. It's a collaborative tarot with a number of artists participating. So, Angel
I
Mary
know she asked when. I
what's
do
coming
have
to me in
that
love and when?
deck if we need it.
Okay, so the first card is the reversed Six of Pentacles. And then there's the reversed Four of Wands. But there's an upright Empress as the final card there.
All right, and here, let me add these in. I'm done. All right. Well, we got the moon. Uh-oh.
And the pesky mice.
Pesky mice again.
The pesky mice are back.
Doggone it. All right. Wow.
So the Six of Pentacles, there's probably going to be a give and take process with this, that you may have some startups, you may have some dates, or you may find that, some things are shifting a bit one way or the other. And the Four of Wands, though, says that maybe they might eventually calm down and you might have more of this stabilization. So it sort of feels like there's unstable things moving towards some better stable things. So I'm applying that to the romantic idea, which is saying that maybe this is going to take a while, but once things do stabilize, you mostly have to focus on how you present yourself. That's the Empress. You will probably make more connections by just being really your best possible, loving self, caring self for others. So this isn't exactly saying when.
What's the card in the middle again?
It's the Four of Wands reversed.
Yes. Okay. So, I don't know. With the Six of Pentacles reversed, I want you to not maybe... it seems like there's some imbalance here right now in the relationship part of your life. And so I sense here that this has still got to play out a little bit, especially since I see the mice and the Lenormand. And the Four of Wands
Yes.
is reversed here. And that seems to indicate that there's still just some things that have to, be taken care of first. Maybe there's other things. I'm wondering if the cards are saying right now that there are other things you need to focus on in your life before love will enter it. Or maybe it has something to do with past experiences that you're still been working your way through. Like, for example, the Six of Pentacles sometimes can be about, being taken advantage of a little bit. So I would suggest to you this too in your search for a relationship. be careful how much you're willing to give of yourself without anything in return. So, there's got to be an equanimity here. And I don't know if it's because of things that still are playing out in your life. Maybe there's just some things that are out of balance in your life that is not helping the situation for a relationship to happen. We also have the Four of Wands here, which indicates to me that there's little things. There's just little things left to be done or yet to do in order for love to come into your life. And the Empress at the end of this is indicating that, this is a time for you to take care more of you and not worry so much about love right now. The Empress has a lot of love to give, absolutely. But the bottom line is you got to make sure the time is right. And the Mice by the Moon here is indicating to me that the time is not yet right for something to come in, enter your life. And so,
I think that's a feeling I get too, Angel Mary, and I think that really, when I keep looking back at the Empress card, I think this is saying there are other things that probably you want to complete or focus on. And I know at times you've mentioned school programs, or you've mentioned work programs that would take you maybe into other areas. And I'm wondering if maybe because some of those things are not quite realized yet, maybe that's where your focus should be, going back to finishing things you have some amount of involvement in. And maybe it feels like it's irritating or whatever, but you would have success if you tie up some of the loose ends, and maybe this clears the energy for the romantic things to be able to be focused on. And
all right.
Hi, Tammy. We'll get to you in a moment.
Yeah. Thank you for posting.
Thank you. So here's our Wenish stuff.
Well, this is kind of weird. So when is your birthday, Angel Mary? What month? Anyway, it says here, this is one of the things we were talking about. There is a blockage you are not aware of. Identify it, then come back and ask again at a later time. But then this said, okay, you said 2, so does that mean February? Okay. Sometime around your birthday is what this card says.
So maybe closer towards your birthday next year then, if that's February.
I'm beginning to wonder, because the cards are just not really, showing a relationship on the horizon at this point.
Or are you saying your birthday's in 2 months?
Oh.
If it is, then...
Well...
So we don't know, but that's what we got there.
Yeah.
And Ariana, thanks for mentioning that. We live here in Michigan, and we're surrounded by all of the Great Lakes. It's kind of like Superior is like an inland ocean, really. It's such a massive lake.
Superior. If you've never been there, I know the Upper Peninsula is like a vast wilderness, but I'll tell you what, the trip to Lake Superior, that lake is awesome. Absolutely. It is. And when it is really active, it's like an ocean. We saw such high waves there, roaring. It was crazy the one time we were up there.
It basically qualifies as an inland ocean.
Yeah. All right, so I believe Tammy is up. Yep.
Hi, Tammy.
Hi, Tammy.
You're welcome, Angel Mary. All right, so that's going to be your deck.
Oops, look at that.
And I'm on Lenormand.
Yep. Okay, I'm going to use this one. Okay. That's just a general, so we'll do that. All right.
And Happy Hour is back this weekend, but it's not at its usual time of 10 a.m. It will actually be at 4 p.m., so it's several hours later afternoon. That's Eastern Standard Time. And Happy Hour is our live presentation where we give a one-card pull for everybody, giving them a divine, positive, optimistic message. So that's at 4 o'clock on Saturday.
Find your happy at Happy Hour.
And I know some people may be on a time delay from us, so we're just saying, we got you. All right, what you got?
It's the Four of Cups upright. Ah.
Hi, Faith.
Hi, Faith. I'll get you on the list. I think we can still add person or two.
Not a whole lot, and not certainly recently, Mojo. So that's the 7 of the Chariot, Major Arcana 7.
I've added you to the list, Faith. I'll post it in a few minutes. All right.
You're welcome. Last one.
And the final card, whoopsie, is...
The Tower!
No!
Crap. So in Lenormand, we have the house. It's not a tower, it's a house. And there's a garden behind the house, or somewhere.
Wait a minute. Is that the garden or the tree?
It says garden.
Oh, it is the garden. Okay. Well. Well. The Four of Cups upright is a card of contemplation. Thinking about what it is you really need to do next. In a general reading here, this is what it's about. It's kind of stepping back from things a little bit to decide your next moves in life, whether it's a job, hey, whether you're retired or you're off work, and you just need to decide what is it you really want to spend your time doing next. And do you have the time to add anything else into your life right now? Or do you maybe need to set some of your responsibilities aside so you can accomplish something you really want to do? Well, the Chariot is here too to indicate there is kind of a full stop for you coming. I think that, you're hitting the brakes. And if it has to do with this idea of trying to ponder what your next moves are, or some area of your life is just, you're shutting it down, you're deciding you're kind of maybe either stuck or you're leaving it behind. You've given up on it. I'll stop there because I see you're chomping.
No, I'm not really.
Well,
I think there could be different things going on, Tammy. I'm wondering if maybe you're about to have to find a new job, like maybe you realize that things are shifting, or you're about to have to make a decision that you didn't think you had to make right away, but maybe it's coming up soon. It could be a decision involving, somebody you care for, your children, your parents, somebody else. It could be about having to move abruptly. It could be about having to change jobs abruptly. You may have felt you had more time to think about it, but I think it's coming up quicker than you think, and it really will kind of challenge you or create a lot of extra work or obstacles for you.
Well, I was going to try to put these all together because I do think they fit. But, maybe the full stop is happening and this whole thought process is clearly happening because really, I almost feel like we have to start with the Tower and move this way. That some sudden abrupt change occurs that makes you pull back, full stop, and makes you ponder what your next moves are going to be. I wonder if they're related to the home environment as a possibility, but also it could also be in your social circle. It could be something that affects your sense of comfort or security, like a home, but that could also be other things too. Maybe friends or family that you got along with and you thought the relationships were secure and fine. They're not anymore.
Well, when I look at the Tower, Tammy, I'm not always super worried about it. It often says something has to kind of be broken down for you to understand what is the core truth or lesson that you need to take from it and hopefully start rebuilding again. So I don't feel it's necessarily really bad. I'm not sure if this applies to upcoming retirement, because to me it seems like you're probably more planning for that since it is happening next year.
Yeah, April's a year off, yeah. So, less than a year now. Right, but it could indicate something. I hope something's not going to mess with your retirement in some way.
Okay.
You know, I mean, I can't rule that out. But I really do feel there's something here that's kind of rattling your sense of security and comfort. And with the garden can also be reflective of your social life. So I just wonder here if this is involving others around you in some way.
Were you in charge of a lot? Were you like maybe more high management, or you had a lot of responsibility or power in your particular situation? And so retiring is kind of really changing how you effect your agency in a sense, you know, how you direct yourself. So it was a big part of your life if that was the case.
Well, it is interesting when I look at these cards here, because when you see the Chariot reversed and you see the Four of Cups, it's definitely somebody pulling back, like they are retreating, like they are retiring. You know, I don't suppose there's anything that would make you retire early, you know, or maybe if that would be called upon you to do that. I don't know. Other than all I can say right now is generally what's coming towards you is some sudden event, you know, that's going to really make you kind of step back and reevaluate, you know, some of the things in your life and what your next moves are going to be.
And it's not necessarily a bad event. It's just something that maybe you weren't prepared for happening, or you didn't think was going to happen. The garden and the house are really, you know, good ways to end up with the Lenormand.
I think so too. I didn't quite say it this way, but I'm beginning to think too that maybe people around you or people in your home environment will be a good support for you through this. That might actually be what the garden and house are here for. You know, now that I think about it, that makes the most sense.
Well, I don't know that these cover exactly any health issues, so I think that this is probably relating to the idea that there is growth, or that there is support, and that it comes to you. So it could be from colleagues you still will keep up with, or other people you know. So,
well, Tammy, I won't rule it out. You know, I don't see anything specific to health here.
Right.
But, you know, with the Tower, it's a sudden thing. So it could be in any area, you know, of your life. It's hard to pin down with the way the cards are. But I will say one thing. It's going to cause you to pause or retreat. So could that mean some medical treatment or something that, you know, you're going to have to do some recovery time? It's possible. It's possible.
and it may be it's a real game changer, but we have to always remember that the Tower sort of gives us that opportunity to understand what we can do to change or try to get ourselves back on the right track.
And the other thing is, hey, you know what? With the Tower, you always learn, upright like it is, you always learn and grow from this experience. It won't be the end of the world. You'll be able to pick things up again and move forward. So keep that in mind. So that's what we have for you. Good luck with that.
All right, thanks, Tammy.
All right, Melody is up. Hello, Melody. Thank you. I think I'll use this deck next time I use a deck. All right. Sonny has disappeared from the set.
Yeah, he's not around anywhere.
No, he went upstairs.
He wanted to bless himself to sleep. So while we're waiting for Melody, I will also mention that Banshee Show, The Material Matters, is on Sundays at 10 a.m. It's a pre-recorded show, but we are live in the chat room, and this Sunday will be no different. We'll be drinking coffee and chatting about the reading, going over any little nuance or other things to talk about. And I see that, Tammy. Thank you very much. You're
Good
welcome.
luck with that, Tammy.
Good
You're
luck, of
welcome.
course. Hope to see you again.
Good to see ya.
Melody, are you still with us?
Hey, Melody. We'll give Melody just a moment in case there is a delay on their end.
Oh, we may be back to the quieter Thursdays. Who knows? Of course, I could have just jinxed it.
Why did you say that? And isn't this about the time Victoria pops in?
Could be. Is it happy hour, she'll say? Only when you show up, Victoria.
All right. All right, Melody, let us know you're here or we have to move on.
Trying to think of what else is coming up. Now, the unhappy hour will be a week from Saturday, and that's kind of like our turn that frown upside down. It's a little bit of self-help. It's a little bit of affirmation work.
Okay, I'm going to start the countdown for Melody. Oops. All right, Kara, you are up. I put Melody at the end, but we'll see. She probably has disappeared. All right. Oh, want to just throw 3 cards on that, or should we do, let's...
Your 3 or just regular 3?
Yeah, I don't know. Do you think my 3 would work for this one or a regular?
It could work for this one, I think. Or is it
We'll
leading
use
to
my
wise
reading
work?
and see what we get. And I'm going to keep the option open of looking at it as just 3 across.
Okay.
All right, if that makes more sense to me. And I guess I should do this, right? All right.
So it's the 8 of Pentacles, and the 8 of Pentacles does have minor ideas about teamwork,
Yes, it does. Well, about working. for
about working
sure.
together.
Yeah.
It's definitely about applying yourself to learning. So in the context of the dream, this could very much be saying that either subconsciously, visually, mentally, some sort of mentor or guide is coming to you.
Well, it's interesting. Oh, hi, Sonny. You
Hi,
must
Sonny.
have known we were reading for Kara. How did you know that? Well, at any rate, I like this card here because what is the dream about? It is about your working, your work, and maybe your magical work. And I think that truly maybe somebody is trying to, some energy is trying to connect with you. So why is it important? Let's look at card number 2.
King of Cups reversed.
Okay, why is it important? Because maybe you need some emotional grounding. Maybe they're here for a reason, that they want to help you, with emotional issues and grounding yourself, and also making you stronger and making you realize that, it's okay sometimes to take care of you first, put you before the others. So the King of Cups is a very benevolent sort, and it's often better for you to take better care of yourself, first before you're ready to take care of others.
I think this is also about something else, and I think this is also about where your boundaries should be too. I think this is going to teach you more about where your boundaries should be and how to handle your boundaries. And I think this is not saying that people take advantage of you, but that maybe sometimes you need to be a little bit more open to other people, just in terms of understanding them. Just be a little bit more compassionate to others as well.
Okay.
Where is this leading?
Where is it leading?
Bingo, the same thing again. The Empress.
What?
Yes, it's the Empress. Upright.
Wow, where is this leading? To just feeling really, really good about yourself. And especially when I throw the Lenormand on this, being and feeling creative, feeling, and also picking up more nurturing. We go from that King of Cups reverse to the Empress, who's very nurturing, very caring, knows how to get things, knows how to get things to grow in their lives.
Hi,
you
Melody.
know?
We'll get to you in a moment.
Oh, gee, Melody. We moved her to the bottom of the
I know. That means we're going to answer her in a
okay.
moment.
So, I got it. All right, so let's pull these anyway, because I want to get this out there. It fits right in with the Empress. Trust
Child.
me. Yep.
And Bear.
So I really feel here this connection with that Empress card, these two cards, but I feel like, this this person who wants to work with you is really here to empower you more, and strengthen your inner child, and also to reawaken. Sometimes we need to reawaken the awe and wonder of a child. This dream is opening a door for you, I really feel.
Right. The dream is really about the mentor, and maybe it's subconscious. Maybe the mentor is inside of you. Maybe there is a physical person. Maybe there is some sort of person on a spiritual wavelength. Either way, you will work with them. You will connect with them. And what they are going to impart is important. But I think it's important to also remember that the building up and the strength won't necessarily happen quickly. It still is a process.
It's a process. Steps. It's a process, but I feel like this is strengthening you and may also indicate, Kara, that, your connection to your ancestors or spirit guides are strengthening, little by little with the child. So this dream may just be indicative of that you're awakening something here, and you should keep on this path. Absolutely. I like it.
Excuse me.
It's okay. That's what we have for you. Good luck with that.
And Melody,
I can't really tell if it's a spirit guide or a ancestor here. It could be either, but I'd say that this seems like a very positive relationship.
Okay, Melody, we have you on the list, but right now we put you to the back because we did call for you a number of times and we couldn't get you. So you will be...
I am going to post the list again.
Banshee's going to post the list again. And Mojo is up. Hey, Mojo.
Yeah, we have to do that now because we've just got a lot of people and we just move people to the back. But you're still
welcome,
there.
Kara.
If you want to post a question and check it later, Melody, I'll take the question. How does your financial... Is it my cards?
Yes, it is.
Okay. How does my financial outlook seem in the month of June? Okay. Let's see what we get there.
Hey, Rowan.
Hey, Rowan.
We will
add you, and I think that's going to be the last for the list tonight. We'll probably go into a little over. Whoops. All right. Just one more shuffle.
So, Mojo, we have not sailed on any of the bigger lakes, but we've both sailed maybe on some of the smaller Michigan lakes. My parents lived on a small Michigan lake. They lived right on the lake for about 20 years. It was west of Ann Arbor, if you know Michigan. And they had
We've
a pontoon
swam
boat.
in the lake.
We swam in the lake. They had a pontoon boat. We fished in
Even
the
Lake
lake.
Superior was warm enough one summer
Yes.
for us to really actually spend a bit of time up there in the water. It was surprising. Well, the good news is this came up reversed. It's the Three of Swords reversed.
Oh, yes. No one wants that upright. Not usually.
And it's got an odd name, but it is Strength reversed.
Strength reversed.
Oh, man. Jeez.
Oh, this is your Sufi tarot.
Yes. And the Ace of Swords reversed.
And the Ace of Swords reversed.
Well, it's not all bad news here. Let's take a look. Mixed bag.
All right, so in Lenormand we got the whips. It plurals them, and the key.
Well, as far as career financial outlook
Mostly.
goes, I think there's going to be some recovery for you if you've been hoping for some money to come in or better conditions. I think conditions will improve, but I feel it's going to be slight. It's not going to be a lot. It's going to be more subtle, little change. And maybe what this is saying, you're going to make some subtle or little changes that may make a difference for you. But as for starting something new with finances and career concerns goes up and coming in June, it doesn't look like things are going to work out, that nothing big is going to happen. And I think, excuse me, I think the key here with the broom is that, maybe the broom fits in, I feel, a little bit with strength here, is that, you've got to move the energy with little small moves at this time. Nothing too sharp and sudden. The key is the broom, which is sudden movements, but I really feel it's tempered by the strength card reversed here. What do you think?
Well, I'm looking at it as an overall pattern here, Mojo, and I'm wondering if something is maybe going to be shifting in June with financial for you. I don't know if it relates to work you actually do or other situations that give you financial access. I feel like something could change dramatically. You might be separated from a source of income in some way or a source of revenue in some way. It could be something that may have an aggressive edge to it, either on your part or on the other part. So I'm almost wondering if maybe you may lose some money somehow. I don't know if it's through work. I actually wonder if it could be possible through some other situation, but I get the feeling like you're losing something. You're being separated from something that gives you financial access of some sort. The Ace of Swords reverse may indicate that it's a new project, a new investment that just doesn't seem to be working well or is actually working negatively maybe.
Well, I went in a total opposite direction, so I can't agree with what he said, but it's valid. I mean, if that's what he sees here.
So you lied?
No, I didn't lie. I feel here the Three of Swords is about a slight recovery, feeling like things are on the mend sort of in your financial affairs. That's how I feel. And Strength Reverse to me is about, taking subtle maneuvers to make sure, that you do recover, nothing too rash, no rash actions, because with that Ace of Swords there, they're not going to pay off. I
think I had some of this interpretation wrong. I'm glad Banshee kind of pointed it out to me gently, but I think that maybe that fallout or that bad thing maybe already occurred, and so what we are seeing is a return to normalization. Some things are repairing themselves. I still feel there's a little bit of doubt here with the Ace of Swords about where it's really going. But yeah, thank you, Banshee, for helping me out.
I agree with that. Some of what you said was really good, and it could be valid. The Three of Swords is mostly about recovery, but sometimes it talks about maybe holding on to things, that you need to let go of in order to recover. I didn't see that here, and it's probably because of that strength card.
Well, are we saying then that maybe the key to all of this for you is when you see opportunities to change or to increase things, you have to move quickly, or there are some things that are happening quickly and you have to stay on top of them?
Well, I kind
said
of
it
went
differently.
beyond the bounds of the Lenormand on that one. What he's saying is true. Oftentimes, the whip talks about sudden movements or changes, swift action. I'm wondering here, though, if that's connected to that.
Oh.
You know, and that if you move too swiftly, things might fail. That's why I think it's good to lay low and try to just, you know, do little subtle things to improve your financial well-being at this time. And I also thought this went in with, was modified by this card. And that's why I didn't go with the fast
I see,
stuff.
yeah.
I'm sorry. Hey, but what you saw is right. It's often about swift action. And that is the key. If you do it, I feel like with the Ace of Swords there reversed, it may not work out for you. So I hope that made sense.
As far as swimming in the lakes go, most of the lakes, the bigger ones, are definitely considered good for swimming in. I personally don't swim in lakes anymore. I don't swim outdoor lakes anymore.
Oh, well, when we went with 5-6 years ago with our granddaughter up north, you went into Lake Michigan.
But I didn't really swim.
That's true. Kind of just waited. But you
I
know,
waited.
really, the lakes are still fine for swimming. Lake Erie sometimes does have an algae
Yes.
problem. And Lake Huron at times, I think, may have a little bacteria problem from time to time. But I don't think so. I think generally Lake Huron's good. It's
Yeah.
rockier, though, on our end of the lake. So it's a little hard on your feet.
Michigan, as a state, has many, many, many small lakes all over, and it's kind of come and go. You know, some of them are okay for swimming in, boating, fishing, etc. Some of them probably not as much. I'm not really very aware of all that, though.
Somehow it changed Rowen's name to Owen.
Whoops.
Sorry about that. I
Sorry,
didn't
Owen.
see that. That's funny. I apologize, but that's you, Ren. You're at the end of the list. Let's see if I can copy it again. All right. Okay.
Okay.
Was that a knock on our door?
No, that was me.
Oh,
I'll look. Who would
Okay.
be knocking after 8?
maybe a neighbor telling us about the roofing.
Deep sigh.
All right. I'm here for a moment.
Why don't you do something then?
I'm trying to do something. Okay, title, we posted a question. Why does Jay pretending that they don't...
Nobody there. I knew it.
Okay.
Apologize.
No. Why does Jay pretending that they don't know what went wrong when they deleted the video that broke any trust? All right, let's see. Let's see what we got. That's your deck, Mr. O.
Ooh. I'm going to use, let's see. I'm going to use the Ghost Tarot. I have it right here, and I would like to use it tonight.
Okay.
Nice question.
Okay, that's odd. Oh. I have to take this. Hello? Yes, this is she.
Well, sorry about that, but she had to leave the room for the phone call. Intermission. Sorry, Title.
You know what? I'm in the middle of something. Right now, I can't do it. I can't do it at the moment.
That's right, honey. We're playing
Possibly
Pinnacle.
tomorrow after 2 p.m.
It has been a busy week.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Tidal Wave.
I had to take it. No, there's a reason, but
Tell me later. All right, Tidal Wave asked, why does Jay pretending that they don't know what went wrong when they deleted the video that broke any trust?
okay.
And that sarcastic emphasis was totally from me. Okay, so
What do you got? I'll get
the first
one
card
out.
is the Two of Swords with the ghostly person holding the swords. And then that's followed by the reversed Knight of Coins, Pentacles. Lastly, we have the Upright Hermit. And wow, I'm sort of thinking this
Repeat that again. Two of Swords was
Two
the
of
first?
Swords upright, Knight of Pentacles reversed, and Upright Hermit. It's right there on your screen.
Oh, well, I can't tell what they are. I see the Hermit. All right. Aha. Clouds in the coffee.
Clouds in my coffee and Moon.
So that's
Thank
a
you. Thank you.
Knight of Pentacles. Okay, so why are they pretending that they don't know? Well, because they're afraid of maybe spilling the truth. Maybe they're just afraid of, a confrontation. The Two of Swords indicates that they are trying to hold something back, right?
Absolutely. Or they're trying to really slow it down, slow-mo. Knight of Pentacles
Knight
reversed.
of Pentacles reversed indicates right.
And it's the Hermit, it's true. So there's something there they don't want to come out. Maybe they don't want somebody to make a decision at all. Maybe they're not able to decide something for some reason with this too. But I think maybe by deleting that, maybe they're hoping to provide the idea that you can't really decide because you don't really know. It's sort of like stalemate. They want to promote the idea that maybe there's a stalemate.
Yeah, the Knight of Pentacles reversed is just not moving. They're not about to spill it, I guess. They're not about to move on this for whatever reason. Sometimes I could say, I don't know the particulars here, if you feel this was done maliciously or if you feel this was done carelessly. Sometimes the Knight of Pentacles does things without really thinking. And so I feel here that maybe they just messed up and they don't want to admit it. I would say that, but if you're sure it's something else, it definitely could be that they just don't want to go spill it.
The moon and the clouds, have they created the possibility that you can't see that real deception? It's just too confusing. You're not successful in saying, aha, there it is. It's just too confusing. They somehow have managed to mask things that even though you can't say, here's the proof.
Seeing the clouds where it is a little bit trickier for me because I usually there's a light side and a dark side, and with this one there's not. And I'm trying to think, would it be the dark side that was facing them or the light? I get the feeling it would be the light. So I feel here, something, you will be, I almost feel like you might be successful in finding this out eventually.
Okay.
But there's still just a lot of confusion or a lack of, there's just a sense that, that they're making it confusing for you. They're trying to make it confusing.
Well, then this sort of goes along with that then. The Hermit
Yes.
is you
And I
figuring
really-
it out.
Because you jumped to the moon, I didn't tackle the Hermit.
Sure.
The Hermit does say that, I feel here too that, you have to go with your gut on this. You have to go with what your inner wisdom is telling you. That's kind of what I feel the Hermit is saying here is like, go within. What are you really feeling about this? Because that's probably the truth of the matter. And I think ultimately you'll come to that realization.
But I think to really answer the question, they're just trying to throw you off the case. They don't want you to know that. They just want it to stay this way where it's abstract and you can't necessarily know, even if you do know.
Well, it's funny you said that. Definitely careless, because I feel it was kind of bumbling, when I see that knight reverse there. Either they weren't paying attention, they weren't, focused, and so they allowed something to blip that they should not have. So, yeah.
All right.
That's what we have for you right now, Title. I hope that helps a little bit. But there's not really, I can just tell you that they just don't want to own up to it. They don't want to fess up. But I think ultimately you'll find out. You'll figure it out. Yeah. And it's probably what you may be already thinking already with that hermit there.
That's what I think, yeah.
So good luck with that.
It's just having the actual physical proof of some sort. All right.
We are on Libra.
You're welcome.
And somewhere way back, Libra posted a question that I did not copy.
Let me try to find it for you. What is MJB feeling for me?
What is MJ?
MJB.
MJB. Okay, feeling towards you. Okay, is that my deck or yours?
It's your deck. You're welcome.
Then I will go back. Did I use the Fae Tarot yet?
Yeah,
I don't remember. Yeah, I did.
I get that too, Title.
Use this one. Right. Oh. Okay, Libra. Got the Chariot upright. Got the Two of Pentacles upright.
That's a nice one.
And the Devil reversed. What's that about?
Is that like the crossroads?
That's, what number is it?
22.
Yes, it is.
Choices or the crossroads and the ring. MJB's feelings.
Wow. I'm not sure here.
There's a bit of duality.
There's definitely a bit of duality. I think it's mostly positive, but it's weird, Libra. On one hand, it seems as though they feel they're moving towards something positive. Their feelings towards you are one of excitement, maybe. The Chariot's about excitement. It's about enthusiasm. You bring out something in them that, is really compelling to them. They also feel what they want to know what they're feeling about you. They sense a lot of balance and stability in you that makes them feel maybe a little bit calmer around you,
I yawned.
I know.
Sorry.
Do you want to go ahead?
No, it's not that at all. Why is it for you?
I feel like maybe you were yawning at me and I was babbling or something.
Why ever would I yawn at you? You're so exciting. Okay, I'm going to go ahead then.
Mac!
So the devil...
Mac!
Oh, that's smart. The devil reversed is kind of like the anti-chariot in the context of this reading. And that perfect dividing point, the Two of Pentacles, that's you trying to balance the situation. But this is about MJ's feelings for you. So I sort of feel like maybe you're the person that brings stability to them. But I have a feeling that they are scared of themselves for occasionally being obsessed with you. Then sometimes they feel like maybe they vacillate, they're not obsessed with you. So it's sort of like this back and forth variance going on with you, that they want to pursue you or they want to pursue the situation, and then sometimes they feel like, no, I'm too obsessed.
I don't know. The devil's reversed. I never think of obsession when the devil's reversed.
Right, that's what the idea is that they've realized they've gone too far, and so they're changing course.
Oh, okay. I kind of see that. It's really such a mixed bag. It's interesting, Libra. Sometimes I wonder if they feel, I'm beginning to think the devil does combine with the Chariot, but in this way. I kind of feel now they feel more free to possibly make a move towards you. Or maybe they feel free now to express, some drive or enthusiasm they feel because you really do ground them. You give them something that they need, and that is grounding. I have to agree with you, Mr. O, that maybe what this is saying here is, they're very flighty in some ways, and that you provide some stability that they need, and maybe they feel that. They feel that. They want that sense of stability and security. But let's look at the ring here and the crossroads. I really almost feel like they're at a crossroads right now as to whether they want to make a commitment with you.
Well, I think I'm looking at it not as crossroads, but as choices. And I think they're
same.
committed to your choice, I think. I think that's what this is about, that maybe this kind of moves it towards that idea of the stability here that you bring to the situation with MJB. So I think that the idea is they're committed to following you down the road or making the choice. I don't see anything explicit with that other than the fact that we are talking about that person and you. And it's just an intuitive thing like that. They're more of your follower than you are their follower.
Right, we don't know if this is love or something else, but what I would just say to you is that I feel they're willing to possibly, they're about to make a choice as to where they see themselves, what they are committing themselves to, if it's you or if it's something else. I do think it is about choices or moves. This is just such an odd reading for a love reading. On the one hand, if it is a love reading, on the one hand, I really want to say that they are moving closer towards you because they feel a sense of that balance and stability. And yet, there's a part of them that likes their freedom, Maybe they feel, too, that they can be more themselves around you. That's possibly why that devil reversed is there. But also I sense here that they want to make sure that they are not in a position of being controlled or smothered, I guess, maybe is what I want to say. So I'm going to have to leave it at that. It's really interesting. I feel they definitely feel something positive and enthusiastic towards you. All right. That's what we have. I hope that helped. It was a real unusual set of cards there, in my opinion.
Okay, so it's Vanita.
Hi, Vanita. I gotta get a sip of water.
Remind everybody that we're back for another live stream like this one on Sunday afternoon, 2 to 4 p.m. where we take your questions and hopefully give you the answers.
Hopefully. Sometimes the cards can be finicky. I think like with Libra Cusp here this time around.
And we'll give Vanita another moment.
I'm going to shuffle my deck a little bit too, but we don't have a question yet. Vanita, last call. We have to keep moving. We're getting in our last half hour here. I hope you're still here.
Starting with next week, of course, we're back to our Monday programming with Your Weird Week, Mondays at 9 a.m. It's kind of a more political, intrigue kind of focus, so it's not specific to you. It's specific to maybe the world and global situations. And then, of course, on next...
Going to start the countdown
Wednesday,
for Vanita.
It's Goth Tarot with me at 8 a.m. Find out your shadow issues. Percentage.
All right, then. Sterling is up. What?
No, they're not. Escape.
Escape?
It was right at the
Oh,
last
hi,
one.
Vanita. Well, I've been calling for you. Type your question.
Hi, we were just about ready to move on to
We're
the
ready
next
to
person.
give up.
Okay, a general reading for you. That sounds
Okay.
good.
We gotcha.
And I'm using
Glad you stayed.
the Mermaid's Tarot. All right.
Sunny has been cool as a cucumber here for a while now.
I see. I was wondering if maybe you were on a delay with us too. All right, so the first card is the Five of Swords.
Ooh, upright.
Yes, it's upright. And that's followed by Justice reversed. And then the last one is the High Priestess, which is upright. So you have two major arcanas
Okay,
there.
Mr. O.
Right. And then once again, the mice have appeared. Those darn pesky mice. And the Anchor. Okay.
Seems like there's little troubles coming, Vanita. Well, maybe more than little. When the Five of Swords is here, that's never a good thing. That could be indicative of a dispute, you know, whether it's between partners, romantic, whether it's between friends, family, whether it's between neighbors, or, you know, coworkers. There's some arguments or disputes that, you know, some arguments just escalate to the point where you just can't win sometimes, you know. And with that being followed by the Justice reversed, it almost feels to me like you're getting the short end of this somehow. That you feel like maybe in some situation or scenario that you're going to be very, you know, treated unfairly. You know, now, if you have some legal matter going on, you know, that could be what's going on here. But failing that, it could be just something in your life, you know, that you're feeling now you're getting the short end, that somebody has treated you very unfairly. And it's possible that is what is going to cause this dispute or argument.
Yeah,
I'm going to stop there. Go ahead.
I definitely think you're looking at some sort of consternation, some sort of conflicts, things that cause anxiety. I don't know if they're very physical. The idea that they're swords could just mean that, of course, these are things that are big arguments. These are things maybe blown out of perspective. These are possibly things where one person really is very defiant in their role here. And what it may amount to is sort of you feeling that there's this unfairness, so this could be a squabble just between friends or between coworkers or something where the boss has to step in or where a person of authority might have to step in. Maybe it's like people in your neighborhood who are having problems because of some situation and a block club president or somebody who has some authority has to, rein it in, and it sort of puts you at the odd edge of it. I'm not really sure why that is here.
Well, no, I
Go
don't
ahead.
either. But what I was going to say with the high priestess here, I feel that, this is going to, this is a situation in which you have to just tap into your higher self, your higher wisdom, and not allow this to, how should I say this, make you stoop to somebody else's level. If somebody else is playing dirty and unfair with you, don't stoop to their level. Don't resort to, their level. Be the bigger person in the room. And I think that's also a partial message of the Five of Swords up right here. Sometimes in situations where we can't get justice or we don't feel we were treated fairly, sometimes the only thing you can do if nothing is going to change is to walk away with your integrity intact. Because if if you feel in your heart that you have acted right, that you have acted justly, then, that's the best reward.
She's literally telling you that's what it was, or that's what it is.
Oh, wow.
Now,
Oh, my gosh.
because this is a general for the future, this situation may not be totally over.
Yet.
And I sort of feel that way because of that anchor card
Yes.
there with the mice, that maybe these are people or situations that have a little bit of holding power, maybe because of what the actual relationships are between you and them.
Well,
but that total higher, hand, higher stand that you took, that's totally what that high priestess says, I think.
The anchor and the mice just indicate to me that for a while, this may cause you some stress or some upset. Whether this situation itself stays around, there's just that lingering, feelings that come from that. And maybe that's why, the cards have brought up this situation to you, because they want to let you know that this was big, this was kind of troubling. You walked away, you did the right thing, but you're still going to have some lingering issues related to this, just stress, or just what it's put you through. Just do things that you can to de-stress yourself, make yourself feel better, reinforce the fact that you overcame this, by doing the right things, and it should be fine.
Well, I think the ramifications are that actually this was something that was somewhat important to you. Mm-hmm. Maybe it represents, a real change in a friendship or in some sort of relationship you have. Maybe this was something that really affects your work relationship or something like that. So I do feel that there are ramifications here that are going to linger, and it's probably going to just go the same way. You might want to come back and ask some other time if you feel, the need to.
Or if anything comes back on this, certainly we'd love to hear.
Yeah.
I'm just amazed that it picked it up. So to me, that just means it's still going to influence you in some way, even if it's inside of you, and not this person still or the situation still bothering, coming back to you in some way.
The high priestess would seem to indicate, though, that you really have the right tools in your wheel set there to really enact properly with this. It might be the best to just walk away with, the higher ground that you have.
Wow. So that's what we have for you, Vanita. Interesting that we picked up on that.
An authority figure. I got it.
Oh, boy. Yeah, and justice reverse could be about that. That the fact that there was, unequalness here. This was an authority figure you had to deal with, and you felt like you were at a disadvantage. Yeah.
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 Well,
So
good
good luck with that going forward, and feel free to ask more later, if this is still coming up for you, okay? All right.
Thanks, Vanita. That was interesting.
It was interesting. Hey, Sterling, you with us?
Hi, Sterling.
I'm glad. Well, hey, if that's what your gut is telling you, then you've walked away okay. If you know you were right, you did what was right. And that's the best that you could have gotten
You're welcome.
out of that circumstance. That's how I feel about it, because the Five of Swords is kind of a no-win situation.
Yeah.
Other than, if you know you've done the right thing, you're really not a loser here,
In a certain way, the High Priestess upright can almost negate justice reversed in a sense, because true knowledge is true justice in a way. So it may be that even if only you know, or those closest to you know, what was the right of the matter, it is a justice of a sense.
Okay, we'll wait a few minutes for Sterling. We see your question. You just want a general faith. All right.
Yeah, it may come sooner or later if we don't get Sterling here. So I'm just going to run through the programs again, starting with Monday's Goth Tarot. Oh, I'm sorry. Monday's Your Weird Week at 9 a.m. on YouTube channel. Goth Tarot Wednesdays at 8. And Emotional Exchanges tomorrow, fresh episode at 7 o'clock. And I timestamp those too so that you can go directly to your elemental reading, because they're done by the elemental signs of the zodiac.
Last call for Sterling. And also, don't forget, our happy hour will be at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time this week only, Saturday, because we'll be reading cards at our bakery with our bakery friends.
In Detroit, Michigan area, you might want to check us out. We're at the River Q Pastry Pantry. Good friends of ours
Trenton,
for
Michigan.
years now. We love them to death. They've been so good to us.
All right.
And they bake a mean pastry.
Many mean pastries.
Yes, they do. So I don't think Sterling's here, but we should do the
Well, I'm
countdown
going to do the countdown for Sterling.
to
That
make
worked
it
for
official,
Vanita.
and then we'll get right on Faith. And thank you for being so patient, all of you.
Okay, Faith, you are up, a general reading.
And it's your deck.
I'm putting Sterling at the end in case they come back.
Right.
All right. I'm going to get...
Excuse me. And besides YouTube, we have daily content, our daily cards of the day, 2 of them for every day, on our Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram feeds, which are all TFT, Tarot for Today. We'd be happy if you followed us there too.
All right.
All right. General reading for Faith.
6 of Wands is reversed.
All right.
7 of Cups is upright. Oh, poo. And the Ace of Wands is reversed. All right. What do you got? Again?
Everyone's got the mice. Mice are just everywhere.
Good grief.
It's like we need to call in Erratico or something. And then the stork. Well, I don't like that with the mice.
Well, maybe
do
not.
the
But
reading.
let's see what we've got.
6 of
It does
Wands.
seem like things are going to be a little bit... Well, it seems as though maybe something you were trying to... Well, how do I start? I guess I'll start here with this one. The 6 of Wands sometimes indicates that, You can do things for people, but you don't always get appreciated for what you do. Perhaps right now, maybe you're working somewhere or you're in a relationship, whatever the case may be, where you feel unappreciated in some ways, And it kind of does get to you. It's making you wonder if you should be checking out your options here, and maybe moving on to something else, whether this is in a relationship, whether this is in your social circle, or whether this is in your job or career. I feel here strongly about this because it's almost as if you feel as though you may have come so far, but yet you feel as though you're unaccomplished because you're not getting the recognition or the credit that you deserve, or maybe the love if it's a relationship. And so right there, this is the time, maybe to survey your options. Maybe you still want to keep this on the table. And maybe you just have to think about it more, Are you placing too much emphasis on you? Is it maybe a matter of, you think you need this attention and maybe the other people involved feel you are getting what you deserve or what you should out of the situation? So I'm not saying to rule it out, but I'm saying here this is a time to look at everything now. Because that last card, the Ace of Wands, is just indicating to me again that something just seems to have either gotten off to a slow start or you're just not happy with the progress you're making.
I have a real hard time combining some of these cards because I feel there's definitely something about this that I'm not getting or maybe that we're not getting. So I'm going to try to get it here.
Okay.
It's just me maybe.
Did you not like what I said?
I liked what you said, but I just sort of feel like there's something different here too. And I'm wondering if what lacks in recognition is maybe how you feel people appreciate you as a free spirit or as a free-form person or as a person who's creative but not necessarily fixed towards something. So maybe you want to be more free in a sense, not necessarily tied to something, but you can't get other people to see that about you, let alone to appreciate it.
It seems as though I could look at the Lenormand two ways here, with the way they came out. The stork is all about a new beginning and a change. But as we can see here, new beginnings are slow or plodding. So could it mean that something you were hoping would take off, in a positive way seems to just be causing more stress and anxiety and not because it's not happening as fast or in the manner that you had hoped? That's one way I could look at this. Another way I could look at this is to say that maybe a change, moving towards something else, after you surveyed your options, could eliminate some of that stress and anxiety in your life.
Well, I'm going to twist it around a little bit and say that I'm
wondering
if maybe somebody is trying to force or pressure or coerce or influence you into making a change you don't feel comfortable with.
It's causing you the stress.
You feel will cause you the stress. So I'm also wondering if that's it too. And I don't know from the sound of you if you're a very young person starting off or if you're older. I don't know if that even would have anything to do with it. It just sort of seems to feel like you want to be taken on the merits of what you throw out there and you get some conflict from that or you don't get the appreciation you feel you need.
Yeah. So it sounds like this is resonating with you right now. So you've got some thinking to do, I think. And so you're just going to have to really take your time with this, though. Don't get so wound up in the stress and anxiety that you can't think your way out of it. Because to me, this does indicate you have options, Yeah. And maybe it's time to look at something.
You don't have to make a choice that others think you should make necessarily, especially if maybe what you really feel is it limits you, because I think that's what that is too. The Ace of Wands is sort of a sense of being limited in your outreach. So I think to some degree you have to stand up for yourself and be yourself, but to some degree you also have to try to please others, maybe. I think that's your situation.
So that's what we have for you today, Faith. Good luck with that.
Good luck. Thanks for coming back.
Hey, Melody, are you here? Sorry we took so long today. Some of these readings were really kind of problematic. But we're almost at the end of the list now, and just going into slight overtime,
There's
think,
Melody.
tonight.
Okay.
Hi, Melody.
Hi, Melody.
Azam's current energy towards you. Okay.
All
This
right.
your deck?
So I'm going to use the Modern Love Tarot, even if this isn't about love necessarily.
I would assume this is a love reading, Melody.
But it's a beautiful deck. I love it. Whoops. Gold.
It's very pretty.
Yes. It's a beautiful
Some nice
design.
person bought it for you.
A very nice person. Someday I'll thank them.
Ah.
You're welcome.
Hey, you're welcome, Faith.
All right, so it is love. Okay, good. Good to know that.
All right.
You're welcome, Faith. I love this deck. I was using it on my Friday show, The Emotional Exchanges, but this week, tomorrow's show, I switched to my other love deck, which is called The Final Rose. It is also pretty embossed pinks and gold. What is it with the pink and gold? I don't know. All right, Melody, what are Azam's current energy towards you? And I have Judgment reversed. I have Five of Pentacles upright.
Jeez.
I know, that's not cool. I don't like that. But then I have Ten of Cups. So, and it's upright. And of course,
Talk about a mixed bag, Melody.
so I don't know if this is a
Wait
real back and forth kind of situation or personality, but here's that rider again, always moving towards something. And the lilies. Well, I think we have some ideas here.
Do we? Go ahead.
Okay, so
I do, actually, but go ahead.
so his current energy towards you, it's possible that with Judgment reversed here, that they're thinking either you should change for him or he should change for you, but they find the thought really rough. Like maybe change is not something that they can easily do, whether it's physical changes or mental or emotional changes. So I sort of get the feeling like they feel they're in a rut about you. They sort of relate to you, but there's only so far they feel. Maybe it's like some sort of show of strength between you guys or something. I don't know. There's something kind of messed up with that. I'll have to admit that. It's not about you so much as about maybe the situation. The Five of Pentacles also suggests to me too that there's sort of like maybe cold feet about you. Like maybe they sort of feel they don't feel as connected to you as they think they should be. Something like that. But ultimately, they feel you are the one that would make them happy, or that their energy says that that's what they want. They want happiness with you. They want it all in a way.
Yeah, I mean, talk about a reading with a happy ending, but there's problems here. There's some
does?
issues.
Melody says it makes sense. Okay.
Well, let's see if this makes sense. When I look at, oh God, what is that card again?
Judgment?
Oh, Judgment reversed. Yes, and I had that in my mind. When I look at that card, I feel in some ways they may be a little bit critical. So I'm looking at these two cards here, and I don't know if there's been kind of a separation or a sense that Azam feels like maybe they're on the outside looking in right now. They don't feel like
Connected.
what?
Connected.
Well, connected, but they don't feel. They feel like they're not. I'm wondering
Belong.
if they're feeling as if they're not understanding how you feel about them. Maybe maybe there's something there that they feel that maybe they don't think you love them, maybe, or something. I'm just wondering here. Or maybe they feel something is lacking there. And, they might be trying to look at this with a more critical eye and wondering where they stand with you, and if they really still fit into your life, or if you really do want them in your life. And I feel here this definitely could turn around. I almost wonder if better communication isn't the key here, where people have to be more open and honest about their feelings with one another, whether it's Azam who's not being that way, and maybe Azam, I like what Mr. O said here about changing. Maybe he feels that, he may not be able to fit in if he can't make the necessary changes he needs to make, or that you need to make. It could be one or the other here. But ultimately, the Ten of Cups, good grief, is like a card of marriage, So I can't help but wonder here if things can't work themselves out. The other reason for that is because I see the lilies and the rider here. And I almost feel like this may take a little bit, the energies here indicate to me, and maybe Azam is feeling that in time things might be able to work things out. Could move towards working out. It's going to take some time for this to move forward, I feel. But I sense there are some feelings here.
So I feel like there is definitely a big process going on here, especially with what you just revealed. And the lilies there is talking about things processing, things evolving, changing, altering, adapting, but it's influencing the direction, right? The movement.
Well, it could be, yes, I think so. But I feel here that, this might be an indication to me, especially seeing what you said, that, you like talking to them, and sometimes people want to rush right into intimacy, and I feel here that there needs to be more of a maturing process in this relationship before you move it to that level. I really believe that. And I'm wondering here, when you said that you love talking to him, seems like such a good person. This is a card of harmony, as well as, a strong relationship that could lead to marriage. So I'm just saying here, there's clearly a harmony between you. And maybe because he feels he's lacking that intimacy element, that he's maybe getting a little bit more critical now. So I almost see how this does make sense in a way to that. Interesting.
So the process really is learning how to grow and adapt and learning how to trust each other. That may not be said here specifically, but obviously we think that's what it is. Judgment Reverse could be saying that in a way too, because Judgment Reverse is coming to terms with what really is truthful or of value in your life, whether it's a good value or an opposite value.
Yeah.
And so he has to come to terms with some of this.
Yeah, and he may be feeling a sense of lack in this relationship because he doesn't have that intimate part of it. And I don't know what to say about that, It's up to you, of course, but I feel like I would take my time with that, And if he can't understand that, then maybe it truly wasn't meant to be. But it sounds like you have a harmonious relationship with him for the most part.
As asked, his energy looks that way, and that's a loving energy.
Oh, you're welcome, Melody.
All right then. So let's move on to
Okay,
Ren.
Ren. Are up.
And best wishes to you, Melody.
Good luck with that.
General guidance, all right. And then we are done, right? I think so.
Well, Sterling's on the list, but I don't think they've returned.
Hello, Sonny.
Am I drawing these or are you?
You are.
Okay.
No, wait, I told you it was your deck. Well, I didn't tell you that, but I said general guidance. This is
General guidance. Okay. What's that one? He is so spoiled, the Sun Man. All right. Huh. The Hermit reversed. Oh, good grief. What's this? The Queen of Swords reversed. Why is everything reversed? I don't like this one.
It's violet.
The Nine of Cups reversed.
Oh. Well,
What you got?
I have a man and the stars. And he's looking at the stars.
He is.
So the Hermit reversed is probably saying that some of the things you thought were calling to you are probably not as helpful to you in whatever your goals are. They may be more abstract, and you need to kind of go more functional. I think this is saying that your guidance needs to be more functional and less abstract, if that makes sense. The Queen of Swords reversed is saying you may have a nature, you may be trying to get away from a nature that says you're good at discernment, at deciding things or understanding things, but the way you kind of enact, though, comes across maybe as harsh to some people. So maybe you need to work on that. Maybe you need to work on how you present in some of those kind of issues. And then finally, the Nine of Cups reversed probably may be indicating that the things you think draw you, that you like, they may not be the best for you for certain reasons. That maybe this is a time for you to be maybe more austere in your lifestyle, something like that. An example like that, the idea that things you feel bring enjoyment or pleasure to you may not work out for you, or at least in this common sense, because maybe they're bad for you health-wise or in some other way. No?
Well, I'm just mulling over like a number of different ideas that have popped into this little head while you were talking there. The Hermit reversed. I was going to go one way with it, and then I thought it really fits in with that Queen of Swords reverse too. So I'm just going to say that, don't act too hastily making important decisions, and don't act too rashly and abruptly, and also especially if they affect others, because I feel here that, you might not be, I'm going to go a little bit differently than him by saying that I feel that your decision-making process may not be on target this time. That mentally you may not have the answers, that maybe, it will work against your goals and desires if you make a rash decision without giving it a lot more careful thought. I feel here you may need outside perspectives on this decision that you have to make, because you can't totally trust what you're feeling right now. And so I would definitely not exclude anybody from the decision-making process, especially if it affects them. Get other people's opinions, get other people's perspectives, because it could have an impact on what it is you're truly trying to manifest here in your life. You know, if it's involving people, a relationship, if it's involving work relationships, if it's involving just a project or goal you're working on. This is kind of hard for me, but the other thing that I'm getting out of this here is that it's possible too that you may find that certain things you had hoped for or desired are not coming through for you, and so you are confused about which way you need to go. And that's why I think this card is saying to reach out to others and try to get more of a perspective. Because I feel like, you know, it's funny he said the man is looking at the stars here. And I almost feel like that's you. You know, you're looking for a sign of hope here. You're looking for a lifeline, so to speak. There was an old game where you could call for a lifeline. I forget what game that was. When it was one of those trivia type games.
But while you are looking that way in that sense of that, this card is the one that influences that card. This card is saying hope and destiny is coming to you as that person.
One other thing that I want to say, since this was general guidance, there's a number of ways to look at this card. Sometimes that Nine of Cups can be about being careful not to overindulge. Not to overindulge in food, drink, bad habits, whatever the case may be. This is a time to rein yourself in. You could be making a bad decision in that regard that, you know, that is kind of not healthy. So, and it could be because maybe partying too much with others, etc. I'm not saying I necessarily see that with you, but I just thought I'd throw that out there because that could also be indicated by what I'm seeing with those cards there. So it's not as likely as the other things I mentioned, but I had to say that. So,
all right. So that's the guidance
that's what
we have for you.
Good luck with that. I hope that made some sense. Hey, Sterling, are you with us? I'm going to call for Sterling one more time.
And I'm going to go through our schedule.
One more time.
Yes. We will be back with our live stream on Sunday afternoon from 2 to 4 p.m.
We'll be here before that at happy hour, 4 p.m.
True. I'm just going through the list.
Oh, okay.
Don't forget to watch Got Tarot Wednesdays at 8 a.m. Don't forget to watch Your Weird Week at 9 a.m. Monday mornings. Remember, this is for entertainment only.
Take care, Rowan.
Bye. Don't forget to watch Happy Hour this Saturday at 4 p.m. And tomorrow morning, don't forget to watch my emotional exchanges at 7 a.m. Also, don't forget to watch Banshee's Material Matters Sunday at 10 a.m.
I'm doing the countdown. Oops, I'm not. I'm doing it fast. So we are done. Hey, everybody, it's been a great evening. Love reading for you always. So do come to happy hour and get a positive message, guaranteed. We can't always guarantee them on this show, obviously, but you know we will do it at happy hour. So take care, everybody. Have a great night ahead. Kara, take care. And Sunny says goodbye. And we will see you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.